In this video, I want to talk about how monopoly might be different from a perfectly competitive firm. The first thing and the obvious thing is the barriers to entry. Whether it is government enforced a natural resource or just a natural barrier to entry, like economies of scale, um, what sets monopolists apart is this barrier to entry. It becomes very difficult for anyone else to come into that monopolist's market. That's why they're monopolists. That's why they're the only people who offer that good. That's why it is the only firm that offers that good. In a perfectly competitive market, we don't have barriers to entry. I mean, if someone wakes up in the morning and says, "Hey, I want to make this good," they can do so. For example, if I want to start a potato farm, I can do that. Just buy some land, start farming potatoes. If I want to start selling oil, that's different. That's going to be really hard because, again, of all the barriers to entry. So that's where they differ there. Perfectly competitive market, no barriers to entry at all. Monopolies, really high barriers to entry. Secondly, competition. Again, because of these barriers to entry, monopolists are going to be just one seller, many consumers. In a perfectly competitive market, we assume an infinite amount of sellers. Oh, well, maybe not infinite, but a really high amount of sellers. And again, many consumers. We have to realize that in the long run, when we discuss perfectly competitive markets, in the long run, profits were zero. And that is because since there are no barriers to entry, people are going to come in and leave if you have positive or negative profits, respectively. In a monopoly, if there are profits in that market, people still can't come in dragging your price down. It's just not possible, right? Or it becomes really hard to do so. So, in the long run, monopolies are going to be able to maintain a positive profit. Those are the few. Of course, there are going to be many more points of comparison. For example, they both shut down when the price is below the average variable cost curve. And I'm sure you can think of many other comparisons. But those are the ones that I wanted to touch in this video.